Hi, my name is Fue Moua. I'm a recent graduate here over at devCodeCamp. I'm going to be presenting my Capstone project called myProScout. Before I dive into it, let me tell you a bit about myself. Previously, I was a signals intelligence analyst in the United States Army, where I analyzed data and did some data report writing and report presentations. After the military, I was mainly working in customer service, doing order processing, inside sales. A few years ago, I actually started learning about HTML and CSS on my own. I actually enrolled in a software development associate's degree program. Then I actually dropped out to take on a job with my friend, but that didn't pan out. And that's when I also realized I wanted to get back into the software development career field. I enrolled at devCodeCamp a few months ago, and here we are at graduation. So in terms of my Capstone project itself, it's an player profile management application that allows scouts to track player stats and data and notes. The problem it solves is that it allows for scouts to leave a paperless trail of notes, and also because of that, they are more the data and reports itself are more readily accessible. At any time, they can just log in and look up the reports instead of trying to find someone and then get the report from them. And then also allows for them to collaborate quicker and sooner. I use, for the technologies on the project itself, I use ASP.NET Core MSSQL database, and then I use Postman to test that database to make sure the queries are working correctly. And for the front end, I use React.js with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, a little bit of Bootstrap for styling. So the application, when you first get to the home page here, there's a register and login. Here you can register for an account. We actually already have an account set up, so we won't do that for now, just to save time. Then log in. Once you log in, you have all your tabs up top. You got your players, reports, add player, my teams, my search, my org, my profile. Now, as a scout, you're going to have a list of players that you're scouting. They'll show up here. See your players. You can actually view the player's profile. You can see it has a picture and there's some basic information about the player. Stats, if you've been keeping track of their stats. You can also view their scouting reports. From here, you can go to view report, and it shows a report, which shows the stats from that scouting report. And you can also add notes to a report. If you have notes to add a report, or if you want to add on to notes to somebody else's report. And you can also edit your player profiles if you need to. Go in here, make your changes, and then hit save. Now, you also have scouting reports. You can view a list of all your scouting reports that you've created on this page, or you can start a new scouting report up top here. For the scouting report, you just need the player's name. You hit create, start. And you want to pre-fill your form because nothing's actually filled in yet. You don't want to send it to the database unfilled. That just allows it so you save time, right? Because if you know a player's only going to be batting and not pitching, it just pre-fills on all those fields for you. Yeah, and then you can enter notes here if you want. Add in. Yep, so you can go in here and keep track of your stats using the up and down arrow buttons. Or you can just type it in manually. Right, so once you're done with the scouting report, you just hit save up top here. Hit review report. It just gives you a chance to look at your report before you go in here. You hit save, and it takes you to, just says report save, and you go to reports. See that your new report is at the top. Do it. Batting stats, you'll see that changes that. Right here. Then again, you can add notes here if you need to, extra notes. You can add a new player if you want. Just go in and enter the information details. Some fields are required, some are not. add that player, and then they'll get added to your players list by organization. Now, if you have a new team you want to add, you just add it here at the My Teams tab. Click Add New Team, fill in the form, add them. They'll show up here on the list. You can also delete a team or edit a team. So if you delete the mallards, been deleted, and they're no longer there. You can also edit your team. Go back. You can also search for players if you forget a name, right? Say you forgot Barry Brown's name, you type in such like that. Search, and Barry Brown. Yep. You can also search by different categories, such as competition level and regions. You can also go to your organization. You can go to your message board for your organization. Okay, there's no message, so you can add a new message, right? So for here, we can say, oh, first one here. And it says message has been added. Go back. You can see a list of your organization's players. From here, you can add my players to your players. You can also delete a player too and view and edit profile just like in my players. You can assign an organization if you don't have an organization yet. That's only usually when you log in for the first time. You can also change your organization. Right now we're at the Cubs. So if you want to change, right, let's say they let you go, you're gonna go work for the Milwaukee Braves now. Go back in time. Organization has changed. Now you work for the Milwaukee Braves. If you have a new organization, you just hit Add New Org. You just enter their name and click Add New Org, and it'll show up in the drop-down menu. Change or assign organization. Then lastly we have the My Profile. This is Scout's profile. It just shows the basic information. It allows you to change the information if you need to. Click the Edit here. Yeah. Change information if you need to. If you don't need to and you made a mistake going there, you just go back. Yeah, so again, myProScout is an application that allows scouts to manage player profiles and keep track of their data and their stats and take notes about the players. It allows for paperless trail of all doing all that, and it allows for quicker and easier collaboration between scouts in an organization. And once you're done, you can just log out and just back to the home page. So yeah, a couple impediments I had on the project were just mainly database side. I think managing that, trying to query that data and retrieve it and use it properly, understanding how it's being sent, how it's being retrieved, how it needs to be pulled from the query itself, right on the front end. Another impediment was using that data for like drop-down menus, right? So you don't have to manually enter that. I think that was quite challenging, but it was fun because because the solution was really just understanding that, hey, every data, every object has ID, a field name, and a field value. Understand that allows you to set up your drop-down menu that way. A couple things I would like to implement in the future are add and subtract buttons for the scouting report. Instead of having to type it in or click those little drop-down arrows or little arrows, it's easier if you have a button you can click up or down, right, to add or subtract. I think that would be really slick. And also adding more select drop-down menu options for like adding the player, where you can add a team and just automatically implement it. Or when you create a scouting report, you can just pick from the select drop-down menu that has players already listed. Yeah, so again, that's myProScout. I had a good time, fun time building that. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good day.